Oh, hey, welcome. We have a podcast. You should listen to it. Let us entertain you.
Yeah, we're gonna entertain you like this.
That's hey, that's a little too much energy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're not doing accordion. We're gonna be nice and calm. I'm really bad at this. But yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frogs and Grog.
Hello, my frogs. Welcome back.
So today we are talking about the comic convention that we went to in the last or during the weekend. We're recording this day after, so
Yeah. We went to a convention. We can say the name.
yeah, we can say that
that's
name.
fine.
We went to FanX in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Pretty sick.
Let's see.
It's the first convention we've ever been to.
Yes,
We'll say that to start.
First convention ever been to.
Man, it was.
My brain.
There's a
isn't
lot of
working.
stuff. It's okay. We've been doing a lot of social stuff for the last 3 days, so my battery's dead.
Agreed, dude.
Do we want to talk about the costumes we wore? Start
Yes. So
Okay.
you start.
Okay, sweet. So, my costume for day one was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, I went as Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, and it turned out really great. I've never worn contacts before because I have 20/20 vision, so I've never had to worry about that, or glasses. So that was really interesting, putting in colored contacts.
Mhm.
Oh man, was it hard! And it felt awful for the first hour or two I was wearing it because man, my eye was like, what is in there? But it was a really fun costume. It was really hot on the face because I had a rubber mask and
Yeah.
stuff, but overall it was really cool and it turned out really great. I didn't get recognized a lot, but I didn't expect to. I didn't really care. It was fun. So yeah, I had a lot of fun in that costume. What was your costume, Levi?
So for day one, my costume was the Whole Cake Island arc of Monkey D. Luffy. That costume. It was also very hot because if you don't know, it's a suit, basically.
Yeah.
And so I was in like a full dress suit, basically. Walking around for 8 miles or so.
Yeah, we walked a lot on the first day. Same on the
Mhm.
second day too. Actually, we walked a lot most of the days. I think Saturday was the least amount of walking.
I think that was probably about 6 miles of walking.
Let me see.
But
I can look at
I don't know.
my app. Here we go.
Yeah, because I know the second
It'll
day was
show
8
me.
miles, and the first day was about 8 miles. So
Let's see.
the last day is probably a few less,
Activity. Okay.
but yeah.
So Thursday was our highest walking day. We did 8.8 total miles of walking. Friday we did 7.9, and Saturday we did 6.6. So not bad at all.
Okay. Yeah.
We did like almost a marathon worth of walking there in 3 days. Not too bad. So yeah, first day we got there. It was really awkward trying to find parking because that's how it always is for a convention. Oh man, we had to do some laps around stuff, but we ended up finding parking. And it was good, and it actually was a really good spot.
If you've never been to Salt Lake before, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, definitely not as crazy as like New York, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
we live compared to Salt Lake. We live in like rural areas, not actually, but we live in smaller cities.
Yeah,
so it's a lot easier to navigate than Salt Lake City. So
yeah, the freeways there are atrocious.
Oh, very. So yeah, it was awful, but we ended up finding parking. It was good. Getting registered. We didn't end up buying our tickets early enough to get pre-registration, right? Because I think we bought them a month after pre-registration, kind of, or like when they would ship out the bands.
And
so we had to wait in line.
About the pre-registration and stuff is their website had said 0 things prior to whenever we ordered our tickets. Like it was an empty website basically. And then,
pretty much, we went on there. We were like, "Where's the registration information?" Just doesn't exist.
Nothing existed until we ordered. Pretty much. But
even a few days leading up to it, yeah, we were like, oh, how do we do registration? Nothing.
Zero things.
So yeah, that was really cool. Most of the information ended up being on their app, which was cool, but I didn't even know they had an app until we got inside. But
their app definitely hadn't been working though, because I had checked back whenever we originally ordered the tickets on their app, and it was like still from last year's.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So they hadn't even updated it yet. Wow. Okay.
Or it was around whenever we ordered our tickets. I don't remember exactly what the dates because it's been a few months, but
Interesting. But yeah, we got in line finally to get registered, and it was a long freaking line.
Yeah, it wrapped around the building.
Oh yeah, I don't think we really knew how many people would be there, because obviously it's a convention. There's gonna be a lot of people, but we didn't really realize how many people was gonna be there.
Yeah,
it was a lot of people. We aren't very social people to begin with, so this was like, okay, lots of people. So we got in line, and fortunately the line actually went pretty quick, but it was very hot outside.
It was kind of crazy there.
Yeah, Levi was wearing a lot of the layers. I was wearing all black. It was great. But we finally got in, and we were actually able to register a couple of our other friends that weren't going to be there until the next day while we were there. So that was really nice and easy. We didn't have to go through registration again. But yeah, we got in, and nothing was open yet, so everyone was just crowding the main hall area.
Yeah, it was crazy and there.
That was a nightmare because we got there a little earlier than anticipated, and then we had to wait like an hour for everything to open up. So it was like,
I was honestly scared that the whole time it was gonna be like that because you couldn't walk forward very far. Like it was, you couldn't. It was very full of people.
Very full. Oh, also, for reference, we also just got the regular general access 3-day tickets. We didn't get VIP or Ruby or nothing like that. We didn't bother with any of that. We just got general admission. So, because we didn't know what to expect, and we didn't know the difference between a general admission ticket and a VIP ticket is crazy. General admission was $65 per person, and then
I think VIP was like 300 something.
It's $370, so almost $400.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was awful. So,
and honestly, I didn't feel like general admission did me dirty. Like we got in, and like we did all the stuff that we wanted to do.
Yeah, it was great. It worked out just fine. But yeah, so we finally found a spot to sit down and just chill for a minute, and we saw this really cool sign. It's saying, "Oh, come register with this guild up on the game floor, on the 3rd floor." We're like, "What? That's kind of sick. Hold up, is this like D&D?" So we took a picture of it, and we met up with another one of our friends that was coming, and finally, the vendor floor opened and stuff, so we were able to move around easier. But we went upstairs. Yeah, there's just this really cool, display they had up, and it was for a whole game. If anyone's heard of We Geek Together, they did the world record for the biggest D&D game. I think they've done it 2 years in a row, but they were doing an event here. And that's what the whole sign was for. You could talk a little bit about that, Levi. I've been talking a lot.
So we got up to the room. So there's tons of people playing D&D in the room. Let's see, there was a Magic the Gathering room, and there was a bunch of little shops that were selling dice and stuff. And so we were like, whoa, this is kind of cool up here. And we started walking forward, and there was a central desk counter kind of thing. And we kept walking past it, and then I think they were behind us, and we were walking, and they were like, "Do you guys want to join a guild?" And we turned around, and we were like, "What the heck?" And there was a big sign with 5 different factions, and they were it had a bunch of different options.
Do you remember all of them?
I think I remember all of them. I probably don't remember the names. Let's see. So there was the Nature's Pathway. There
Oh yeah, and
was
the Nature's Pathway,
Protectors of the Old Gods. There
Protectors
was
of the Old Gods.
Arcane Registry. There was the Unbound, and then there was the Industrialists, like you said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was 5 different factions you could join, and they were really pressing hard for us to join, like Nature's Bounty and all that, or not Nature's Bounty, Nature's Pathway. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then it was they allowed you to choose whatever you wanted, but they were like, yeah,
Right.
join this one. It's fun. Kind of like
Yeah.
what are those? My brain is not working today.
They're like door-to-door salesmen, basically.
Yeah,
at that
pretty
point.
much. It was
It was fun.
it was fun, but we chose the Unbound people.
Yep.
Um,
I think there was 3 of us at this point in time. But
yes,
yeah, we
there
all
was
chose
3 of
Unbound.
us. So we all chose the Unbound faction, and then they had a quest board up to the side of their little stall right there, and had like a bunch of cool quests you could do, which involved like going down and seeing shops that they were in collaboration with. There was like a bunch of photo quests, so like you would take a photo of something you did, and then you could come back and then show it to them, and that would give you gold points for your faction.
Oh yeah.
We did a ton of quests.
Yeah. I think we did most of the quests on the first day.
There was like maybe 5 quests that we didn't do, and I don't think we did most of them in the end, because they involved things that you had to pay a lot of money for, like celebrity meetups,
Oh yeah.
things that we just didn't really have time to do necessarily. I mean,
Right.
like the paneling, we didn't go to a
Yeah.
single panel, I don't think.
Yeah, we didn't do a single panel or celebrity meetup or photo with any celebrities. Yeah, we didn't do any of that because we were too occupied.
Yeah, and expensive, by the way.
Oh
in case
yeah,
you were
very,
wondering.
very expensive. I think they had like Mel Gibson there. He was a really prominent person, but like $300 for a photo with that guy, I will pass.
Yeah, it was crazy. But the
Yeah.
lines for those were also a lot of
Apparently,
people.
This might be hearsay, but I heard somebody while we were just walking around on Saturday talking about how that people were like begging for someone to come up and talk to Mel Gibson. I was like, dang, what happened? But that might be hearsay. That might be hearsay.
I don't know. Let's see. So during the questing and stuff, we also did like a bunch of shopping.
Oh yeah,
not a lot, because I think we all had fairly. I mean, we weren't expecting the insane prices here. I don't think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we all had like lower budgets, but we went back the next day. But
yeah. So yeah, the first day was kind of mostly scoping out the shop, seeing what we were interested in. But yeah, we didn't. I bought a couple things. I don't think I bought a lot. I bought a couple T-shirts and then like a mystery box or something like that. Those mystery boxes were fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Some of them were kind of butt, but then some of them were really fun. So I was like, okay, well, what do you expect? But
it's a mystery box. I think they all did have probably as much worth as they said. Technically,
probably not. Yeah.
Really, you don't think so?
I don't think so. Well, okay, some of them yes, some of them no. It depends. There's 2 stores we got mystery boxes from, and I think one of them was definitely better than the other one. And we'll talk about that more when we get to Friday, because Friday was our loot day. That's when we went and bought a bunch of stuff. But
yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think about the last thing we did on Thursday was they had the We Geek Together store had free raffles going on.
That's right. They had 2 of them per day.
Yep, and we participated in both of them for all 3 days.
Yep.
The first day, all of our party won something.
Oh yeah, we can talk about really quick how it's structured. Basically, so it was for people who were part of this whole Guild Wars thing, and the event's called the Dead Wars, and it's apparently the whole thing is structured so that it'll affect their D&D game in May. So we're gonna go to that for sure, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But all the gold points, all the gold pieces, the GP you earn for your guild will go towards that guild. In in the actual D&D game, and whichever guild has the most GP at the end of the 3 days will be the ruling faction in the D&D game, and the one with the least amount gets kicked from, like, gets exiled.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the one with the highest amount of gold pieces at the end of the 3 days has a chance to compete for a big prize.
Yep.
So that was the motivation for doing the quests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so every day they had 2 raffles, one at their vendor store down at the vendor floor, and then one up at their little stall in the game room on the 3rd floor.
Mm-hmm.
One
There
at
was
5,
a lot of
7.
traversing floors.
Yeah.
It was like the first day we did like 21 flights.
Let's
climbed
see. I
and
think I still have the
descended
info
or something.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah. So the first 2 days we did 24 floors each day,
Ooh.
and then the last day we did 30 floors.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
that's crazy.
lots of up and down. Fortunately, there's escalators, but at the end of the day, I think I would have just preferred stairs.
I
but
think we
that's just me.
mostly used the stairs.
Yeah, whenever
honestly.
there are stairs, we opted for stairs. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyways, yeah. So the first one we went to, basically how it goes, if you have a ribbon, oh yeah, they give you a ribbon that has your faction on it, so people know which faction you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and so they know you're part of the Dead Wars game. As long as you're participating, you can participate in the free raffle, the free giveaway. So basically, they have, I think it's 6 items, right? Because there's 6
Yeah.
different types. They have an item for each different type of D&D dice, and there's 7 in a set, but 2 of them are D10s, right?
Yep.
So they'll show off which prizes for which dice, and obviously the higher dice you have, the higher price the item is worth, because you have a higher probability of losing.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
it's
they had
higher
more
stakes.
D20s than they did the other dice, I think.
Yes, I think D20s was the most, and the D20 was a hidden prize. You don't know what it is; it's a mystery until until they get to that point in the raffle. They don't tell you what it is, so it's like a gamble taking the D20. But usually, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the first raffle, you and I didn't win anything, but our other friend won the D20 raffle, and it was this really cool set of dice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called like Demon Blood or something like that. It was
Demon
sick.
Blood Glass, I think. Something like that.
Something like
it's like
that.
tinted red dice. It's really cool.
It was very cool. So that was super fun. But then the second raffle, you and I both won.
Yeah, so I won the D4 prize, which I was the only person to pick the D4 that day.
Yeah.
So that was funny.
Yeah.
And you won the... Let's see.
I think I won the D12 prize.
I think so.
Yeah, it was the D12. Tell them what your prize was.
Yeah, so I got a scented candle.
It's pretty sick.
It smells like leather books and sandalwood shelves.
Is that actually what it smells like?
Yeah, that's the scent.
Dude, that's amazing. Have you smelled it yet?
Yeah, it does not smell great.
Thing. Yeah, and like obviously some of the prizes were a little they're okay, you know, that's why they're lower end, but honestly I'm surprised more people weren't participating in these raffles. I think the max amount of people was on the last day, and there was like maybe 30 35 people.
Yeah,
like it wasn't that many compared to the thousands of people at the convention. So I'm like, dang, well I guess a lot of people don't want free stuff.
Yeah,
or they just weren't there for that. But yeah, the prize I ended up winning, well, first of all, it was scary because I was only competing against 2 other people, so it wasn't that bad. But me and one guy tied twice with our rolls, and so we rolled like 3 times in a roll-off trying to roll the highest number to win the prize. And I ended up getting this really cool... I think I actually have it right next to me. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I need to read this to make sure I have this right. Oh yeah, so this is it's like a book that's the making of original Dungeons and Dragons from 1970 to 1977. So that's super cool, and it kind of just goes through all of their iterations of making the D&D rules, and like the character sheets and stuff. It also came with a first edition character sheet that I have now. Is super cool. Let's see. This says the creation of Dungeons and Dragons began as a collaboration between Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But it soon came to encompass the efforts of hundreds of fans who contributed everything from new monsters and magic items to entire classes. This book collects a trove of early D&D publications, long out of print and hard to find, that showcases the game's origins. Selection from their Chainmail and Blackmoor game, which together served as the basis for D&D, the typewritten first draft of D&D, which has never before been published, and then the first boxed set, the so-called Brown Box, the first 3 official supplements, Greyhawk, Blackmoor, and Eldritch Wizardry, and then a wealth of fan content from the Strategic Review, The Dragon, and other sources. So, lots of it's basically a D&D history book, but also has lots of really cool content like that. So I was really happy to win it. Massive book, huge, but it's really cool. Kind of looking through and seeing all the different iterations of things they have, and just how many cool things they ended up adding from fans, or how they came up with all of it. Super cool.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the coolest prizes that was there, I think.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of stuff based off of percentages. Like, here's an example. They're talking about burning oil. That burning oil will deter many monsters from continuing pursuit. And then, edible items is what it is. Edible items will have a small likelihood, 10% chance, of distracting intelligent monsters from pursuit. Semi-intelligent monsters will be distracted 50% of the time. Non-intelligent monsters will be distracted 90% of the time by food. Wow. So it's like, wow. Like, they don't really talk about that sort of thing in 5e that I've seen anyways.
That's crazy.
Yeah, kind of cool seeing a lot of the original artwork as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool book. Very cool book. Yeah, that was
our first day at the event.
That's pretty much all of Thursday. I think every single day after the second raffle, we kind of just went home because there wasn't a lot to do after that. The event was closed. You can't really, you can report more points, but not a lot. Not for that day anyways. Oh, we also need to talk about the point reporting. So at every rally, they were supposed to, but they ended up really only doing it during the second rally per day. They report where each guild is point-wise for, or they report where each guild is points-wise, so how many gold pieces they have in the Dead Wars. Originally, we were in second place, but by the end of the first day, we were in first place, and we had a good, 200-300 point lead, I believe. Something like that.
Something similar.
I think we ended up having 800 points by the end of the day. So it was awesome. We were winning, and we were like, dang, we're really contributing a lot to our guild. Let's go. We're doing a lot. Is great. Because I think we got a couple hundred points for our guild in the first day just between the 3 of us. Yeah. So that was awesome. But yeah, so that's the end of Thursday. Went home. Right. Friday. Yeah.
So
you
Friday,
off.
I think the first thing that we need to talk about is what happened on the very tail end of Thursday. What we found. So we found the artist alley for for the FanX event. If you've never been to an artist alley,
oh man,
there was a lot of art, and a lot of inappropriate art.
It was almost funny how nonchalant everyone was about it.
Almost everybody. There were a few people did a few different things.
Yes. Okay. I forgot about that. You tell that story. You saw it more.
On one of the days, I don't exactly remember which day.
I think it was Thursday.
Oh, was it Thursday or was it?
Yes, because we were telling our other friend about it.
Yep, that's right. So we saw a dude find this figure, and I'm sure you can take from this context what kind of figure I'm talking about.
Yes.
But and he just looked at it for a solid maybe 2 or 3 minutes, And he was just like examining the box and stuff, and
Oh yeah, and he was like caressing it almost.
caressing and touching, and then like he leans back, takes a picture, and then walks away.
Like, dang.
And
All right. I
we're
mean,
like,
to each their
okay.
own, but jeez, dude.
And it was like the most public place because it was right
Oh,
next
yeah.
to like a full intersection too.
Oh
And
yeah.
we're like, no shame. All right.
All right. Like, I
Um,
mean, if you really wanted it that bad, dude, just buy it.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Oh,
you
it
can
was
you can
funny.
pretty much imagine the whole artist alley was pretty much that. I mean, there was a lot of really good regular art, but there
Right,
was
right.
a lot.
A lot of just not very well
Not safe for work.
people. Yeah, it was almost funny. I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
we like to use the term hentai hallway rather than artist alley because of how bad that was. So
Yeah, it was pretty
that'll
good.
that'll give you an idea of what it was like.
All right, so
Anyways.
that was the end of Thursday that we saw all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
On Friday, we basically got there, and this was going to be our shopping quest day. So we had picked up our other friend. So we had 4 people going that
Yep.
day. We got there, and we did a bunch of shopping. We walked around, looked at a ton of different stuff, bought
Oh, yeah.
some stuff. We've got some cool, like, mats and stuff for, like,
Oh,
mouse
yeah.
pads and...
Oh yeah.
What else? I don't even remember. I think
Well,
we
I
bought
ended up buying a
mystery
lightsaber
boxes. Oh yeah, you bought a lightsaber,
and a sword.
which is pretty cool.
One of the stalls we ended up visiting actually was this guy selling some art and stuff and playmats and stuff, and his wife actually does art for the Magic the Gathering cards and does some D&D art as well. So that was really
Yep,
cool to
that was
hear
that
their
was awesome.
story and what they do, and kind of hear about mixed media art because I personally I don't do a lot of art. I used to be super into it, but I'm just not good enough to do it. I know, Levi, you do a lot more art than me.
Not really.
Well,
don't do
if
a
you
lot,
do any
but-
drawing, it's probably more than me. So,
Fair enough.
but, yeah, it was super cool to hear about.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it was during shopping because it's all kind of like a mix of the timeline, but we're kind of streamlining what
Mhm.
happened. But
Right.
so we added a new party member to our
Oh, yeah.
guild, and then we went down and got a bunch of the quests from yesterday because there were still a bunch that were up. We
Mhm.
finished a bunch of those so we could get our guild or faction more gold points. And we ended up getting like I think 120 points on our
Yeah.
first time going back up with our new member. And then
Yeah.
after that we did a bunch of they had a few new quests that they posted that
Oh,
day,
yeah.
so we went and did those ones. And we ended up getting a lot more points for our guild.
Oh, yeah. It was
Um,
awesome.
I think the last thing that's like worth mentioning that we did on that day was so for some of the quests they would have you go down to the vendor floor, which is a huge, completely filled like there's so many people on the vendor floor
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's where you buy everything.
Oh, yeah.
They had spies down there, and so you would go look for one of the people that run the game. And you would take a picture of them, and you would have to do it without them noticing. Because if they noticed, you would have to delete the picture, and you couldn't use it to get points.
Right.
But so we
Yeah.
went down there because we saw that there was a spy quest up. So we went down there and looked for like good solid 2-3 hours,
Yeah.
and we were like, we can't find this guy. So we went back up. Turns out,
Yeah.
he wasn't down there.
Yeah,
The
no,
whole
it turns
time.
out they actually had stopped the quest for the day, and we didn't know.
Yeah,
So we wasted. The reason why we worked so hard at this quest is because it's the highest paying quest on the board.
Mhm.
Most of the quests were anywhere from 5 to 10
I think
GP.
there was
Some of them were
maybe
20.
was
But yeah,
the highest
this
other than
one
those ones.
was 50.
So if we
so
had
more
gotten
than
it,
double.
we would have gotten 200 points for a faction that day.
Yeah.
But turns out we didn't get it.
Yeah, because it just wasn't happening.
Mhm.
It's great. Oh, what was I going to say? There's something I was going to say. Oh, I need to correct what I said earlier about the points. Earlier, sorry, the first day we ended with 500 points. Today,
right.
or Friday, is when we ended with 800 points.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyways, yes. What else? I don't know if there's a whole lot more we did other than search for the spy and
on Friday
stuff.
we were pretty busy. So with the
Yeah.
spy quest, it was like a 8-hour event or 8 hours of time. No, 6 hours of time that we went.
Yep.
And so we had done like 3 hours of just searching for the spy.
Pretty much. We all split up and just covered the entire place and just could not find him.
Yeah, we went over it multiple times. I think he was there for the first part of whenever we were there.
Yeah, but that's not when we were doing it.
Uh-huh. Or no. I think the first part of whenever we started checking, he was there because we had the thing up.
That's true.
And so we had seen that he was going around, so we're like, oh, let's go do that. And so I think we just couldn't find him in time.
Yeah.
Probably.
Either, that or, they turned in early or something happened, but we weren't able to find the spy that day. We didn't win any of the prizes either that day, which was fine. Like, it's whatever. More people started to compete more in the in the raffles. We were actually lucky the first day because not a lot of people competed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we were able to win so many prizes.
Yep.
That was fun. But yeah, we also didn't wear any costumes on Friday. So we were like, we're just shopping most of the day. Like, we're going to be walking a lot. We don't want to be in something uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's most of Friday.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. I mean, we
pretty much
really didn't do a lot on Friday.
Not a lot of extra stuff. Is mostly shopping, which was fun. I loved that. That was really fun. Saturday, this was really fun because of our costume idea. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
So the general idea behind our costumes is a lot of us didn't really have. I mean, most of us prepared like one or two costumes for the whole weekend because we thought, oh, we'll just reuse a costume. But for the last day, we were like, what if we just created like a fake premise for like a show or a book or something, and we dress up as characters from that. It was basically a surprise premise for all of us. So we just went home and dressed in completely random like costumes. Yes. And then in the morning, whenever we all met up together to start driving up to there or down, whatever direction.
Whatever direction.
We all met up in the car and started telling each other like what our characters were. Yeah. And then we kind of came up with like the story around it based off of the characters.
I think all what we came up with the day before was the title of our thing, and that's all we had to go on. So it was hilarious seeing the costumes we had. You want to reveal the title?
Do we want to wait to reveal the title? And then like maybe do like a full story or something.
We got to do a full in-depth story about it and our characters. So actually, yeah, you know what? We're gonna keep it a mystery.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mystery, but so we're probably gonna skip over this and just finish the rest of what we did.
Yeah, I mean, no, they can hear us teasing it, right?
I guess
but we won't tell them any of what actually is in it. But anyways,
yes,
it's a secret for now. But you guys will learn about it at a later date. It was fun. We want to do some possibly content on this because it was just so good. It was great.
It was really funny.
But yeah, so we get there. The first thing we do, we're like instantly, okay, we're checking quests, because that's basically all we're at this event for now at this point is for the quests. So we get there, go upstairs, check the quests. There weren't any really, I think there's like maybe one new one, which we ended up doing later, but we saw they had 2 spy quests out. One of them was an easy one for 10 gold, and another one was a hard one for 50. So
and we still had our full 4 parties on this day too.
Oh wait, what? Sorry.
4-person party. We had a full 4-person party there. So
Yep. So we had a lot of people. So we're like, okay, well, first thing we should check is their vendor store or their vendor stall on the vendor floor. See if the spies are hanging around there for some reason. We get there, and we were so lucky that they were both sitting right there. And so we were able to get both of them in one picture, all 4 of us.
Yeah, because these spies also weren't like they weren't supposed to just sit around in the same place, except one, the 10-point one was
the
supposed
10-point
to sit
one
there. But we had gotten so lucky because at that second the other person was walking by.
Yeah, and so we were able to snag both of them in the same picture. And so all 4 of us got 60 points, went upstairs, turned them in. And yeah, that was a total of 240 points for our guild in one go. And that was the highest they said they had seen
turned in at one time.
At one time, which was crazy. So we were like, let's freaking go. Like, we're contributing to our guild. Like, we're doing a lot. This is great. Oh man, our shoulders hurt from carrying, But anyways,
pretty much.
It was funny. But we got done the other quest. Oh no, we didn't do the other quest until later.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended up getting food actually today. Took a break to do that. Just kind of look around again at the shops. And then we also did the we played this really cool game. You can talk about this one because you're more knowledgeable on these things. You talked to the guy a lot about this.
Yeah, so I was talking. We went up to one of the quest things, which was to play a game that they had developed because there was a bunch of game developers there that had their own games. I think they were fairly local, probably same state, if not surrounding area state. Right. But they were playing a bunch of different games, and there was one. It was called Snail Simulator, and it's an MMORPG.
I think it's just an MMO.
MMO. It was
it's an MMOS. Massively multiplayer online snails.
Yes. Basically, the game is you just go around as a snail. It's a snail simulator, but you can hang out with a bunch of other snails. So we played that for a good 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And we took the pictures to get the quest done because that was also one of the quests.
I think I broke the game within 5 minutes of getting, not even 5 minutes, like a couple minutes of getting on. It was great. That's the fun part about those games.
It's Fun Simulator. I think it still might be in early access.
Something like that. I'll have to look at the Steam page. It is on Steam.
Yeah, so go buy Snail Simulator. It's like $3 or $4.
Let me see. Something. I'll look it up right now. I'll get you a price. You keep talking.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game. After we did Snail Quest, we went back to the board to turn in the quest for it, and we saw that there was another spy. This one we actually had a worse time trying to find. Because we got down there and we went to the one place there on the vendor floor. We did not see him. So we all split up and just went looking around. And eventually we actually found him. So we took a bunch of pictures, but it took 30 minutes to find him?
Yeah, it was a lot better than Friday for sure.
And we couldn't get a good picture with his face or anything for 10 minutes or so of following, which I was surprised we weren't caught because we were directly tailing.
Yeah.
But we eventually got the pictures, and so we went back up and turned in the quests. It was another 51, so we got 200 more points for the day for the spy quest.
Yeah.
Did you find that information yet?
Yeah, it's $4 on Steam.
$4 on Steam. Go check it out. It's really cool.
It's got overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's already got almost 750 reviews, actually.
Dang.
Which is crazy. I didn't think it was actually this popular, but we were talking to the actual developer of the game, and it was cool hearing him talk about it.
I think there was 100 players online that day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was 75 at that point in time.
It was surprising, but
it was crazy. Cool. Where is... I want to see if they even have any... bad reviews. I don't think they do though.
It's impressive.
Let's see. How does this guy have 109 hours in this game?
It's funny seeing some of these games where there's like a lot of hours.
Okay, there's only 6 negative reviews. That's it. That's crazy, actually.
I wonder if that guy's like speedrunning the game.
Yeah.
To get some kind of record. Because I know like most games have speedrun stuff.
Oh yeah. Bro, what? Oh, okay, never mind. Anyways, yeah, so like, good game. It's a good game. Oh, okay. Their most recent, or one of their recent things on Friday, they had 115 snails online. That's cool.
Jeez, dude, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, and then while we were playing too, that he had put a special arrow above the players' heads that were playing at the convention, so anyone online could see who was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was super cool. But yeah, we got to the other spy, right? We tracked him down, and we turned it in. We were waiting upstairs for the next rally to start, and then we realized, with like 4 minutes before the rally, we're like, oh wait, it's not up here, it's downstairs. Oh shoot, like we're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's gonna take forever to get down there. So I think that's the only time we ever truly like ran at the convention trying to get to our thing.
we were going fast. I don't think like we didn't have to run necessarily.
No,
like it was a light jog kind of.
Yeah, it's more like
walking
compared
fast.
to the slow like walking and stopping. It felt like running at that point.
Pretty much.
Because we were just dodging and weaving and getting through the crowd, where normally we would try to stay together. This time we were kind of just like, get there now. So
yeah, and at least we were all like kind of acquainted with the place, so we could see how it was. But
yeah, we got there with literally seconds to spare. We were able to.
Our last party member appeared right as we were getting the dice.
Yes, it was great. So we ended up getting there, and I won some dice. So that was cool. But I think that's the only thing we won during that raffle. But yeah, that one was good. They didn't end up setting up any more spy quests, right? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we pretty much after that we just went to finish up a couple more quests, I think.
Right. Yeah, I think we did like 1 or 2 more. Nothing crazy. I think something else that was funny too is we were doing so many quests and together so often and stuff that the people who were receiving the quests and stuff and like tallying them up recognized us all the time.
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh man,
funny.
you guys!" And so like the guy who was the spy for the second time around, he was like, "No, you guys found me, didn't you?" Yes, we did. Fool. It was funny.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I'm really glad that they set it up. It was awesome.
It was very well done. But yeah, I think by the end of the day, we had earned our guild almost 600 points between the 4 of us.
I think so.
Something close to that. So lots of points, which I think total over the 3 days, we ended up contributing about 1,000 of the points to our guild. Just the 4 of us.
Which is interesting in a few minutes whenever we go over who won and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear about the different amounts of points, and 1,000 is not a light amount.
It's not a light amount, yeah, compared to we played some cards, got some food, kind of just hung out until the last raffle, because that's kind of just what we were there for at that point. Like I said earlier, like there wasn't anything else that really caught our interest. Like the stores were really cool. We had already explored most of them, though. We didn't really care about the celebrities and stuff, and the panels. There weren't any of them that seemed to interest us. So we were like, yeah, it's okay. We'll just hang out for this event, which I'm glad they had it. Or else, honestly, I don't think I would have gone to more than one day of this event.
I think I would have gone two maybe.
Oh, you know what? That's true, because we had our second day was going to be buying everything. So that's probably what I would have done too.
But
I don't think I would have gone yesterday.
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. It depends.
Yeah. So we get up to the big raffle.
And this is back on the 3rd floor. So
yep, this is back on the 3rd floor. So we're up and down, up and down. But we get to the big raffle and they're like, okay, so first of all, we're gonna do we're gonna announce everybody's standing, and then we'll do the raffle and stuff. And well, first of all, they also told us the grand prize was this big D20 that was made of a bunch of other dice.
It was
so there's
really
a bunch of
cool.
It was really cool. They had taken a bunch of dice and like put it in resin and stuff, and then made a D20 mold out of it. And so it was super cool prize. And they're like, or they were telling us that whichever guild was the highest had the opportunity to participate in the raffle for that item. And how they did it was super interesting. We'll get to that though. So first of all, they announced all the standings, the points. So I think fourth place was like 1,610 points. So a lot. We jumped up from them having like maybe 300, 400 points the day before to now having 1,600. They quadrupled their numbers. Crazy.
Yes.
We're like, oh no. Like, where are we standing now? I think the next one was like 1630, so really close.
Yeah.
And then the one after that was like 1,700 or 2,000.
And we were in the last two of the the factions that were there.
That's right.
Because they announced they were going to announce the losers and the winners very last.
That's right. So so how it went, it was like 1610, 1630, and then the second place at 2,300. We were like, oh no, that's a lot of points. Like, I think we lost. But the loser ended up having, I think just like 1,590, so really close. But we ended up having 2,500 points.
Yeah, so our faction had ended up winning, and we had contributed, I think, probably about 1,000 points.
Yeah, we almost did 50% of that, which was really fun to feel like we contributed. Not trying to say, oh, we were the best, but it was really fun feeling like we had contributed and actually done something for our guild. So that was really fun. We didn't win anything in the initial raffle.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But how they did the final raffle was super cool. Instead of having all of us roll for the item, what they did is they went up to each of our ribbons and they wrote a number on it. I think I was number 10.
I was number 8.
You're 8. One of our friends was 7, and then another friend was 11. So, and what they would do is they would roll the massive D20 to see, and whichever number it landed on, that person won it, which I thought was really cool. Well, first of all, they rolled it the first time around. Oh, and there's only 11 unbound. So I'm like, dang, like how much was everyone else grinding? Or maybe some people didn't come today. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because only 11 of us is crazy. But the first time they rolled it, actually, it ended up being a nat 20. So that was really cool. Everyone was freaking out.
And we didn't have 20 people. So nobody won that
re-roll it. But then they ended up rolling a 7, so our party ended up winning it. It was pretty sick.
It was very cool. A lot of adrenaline.
Cool. Oh yeah, we were very happy because it's like, dang, like we did all this work and we actually got rewarded for it. Like that's awesome. Lots of fun there. Very cool. Overall, a really well done event. I think they did a really good job at organizing it and making quests for it and stuff. Like they did really cool stuff for it.
Definitely.
But we're definitely gonna go be unbound at the at the D&D game. I think I'll wear the cloak I wore on Saturday with my unbound.
I think I'm gonna wear the same my last costume that I did too.
And
which
then
are
that
surprise
way
costumes. Should we reveal it kind of when that happens?
Maybe. We'll see. That might be fun. We'll see if we can get some like fan art done or something of it.
Yes.
There's content to come. There's content to come with these costumes. Trust me.
Stay excited.
Stay tuned for that. But after that we kind of just were like, okay, well we'll buy a couple more things and go home. Overall, the experience was super fun. I had a blast. I don't think, again, I would have stayed longer than 2 days if that event wasn't there, but that event totally made it for us. That was great.
Yep, we're very much D&D players.
Very much. It was great. It's really fun to try and do it in real life.
Yep.
We're now all considering like, oh, maybe we should go try some LARP events. Who knows? But we'll see what ends up happening. Any final thoughts from Levi?
I'm definitely
we
going
missed?
next year.
Yeah, yes.
If you've never been to a Comic Con and you're listening to us, try it out. Go
Try it
see if
out.
it's for you. It's very crowd heavy.
Oh
So
yeah.
just be warned if you're not like super comfortable around crowds, probably don't go. But
Yeah.
I would recommend anybody who's like leaning toward I want to go, just do it.
Yeah.
Just
Just do it.
full send it.
It's fun.
I mean, base tickets, yeah, it's a little bit of money, but you don't have to buy the extravagant things.
Yeah.
Just buy the base tickets.
A lot of the cool things we got, we actually ended up getting for free.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it was great. It was really cool.
So
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to add to that. I will
don't think
say
so
this
either.
was a great first experience. Yeah, I'm glad we chose this one first. I'm excited to go back. Oh, you know what? There's this guy in front of us in registration line was telling us this is his like 8th time, and he really liked this one specifically. So if you want to try one, if you're nearby, if you're in Utah,
in
I
Utah or
recommend-
surrounding Idaho,
or surrounding
Wyoming.
Idaho, Nevada, Wyoming, yeah, come try Fan X. Highly recommend. Very good. Yeah, I guess a lot of other people like it too. It was very well organized. The only thing I will say I didn't like about it was the whole app thing not being organized until like pretty much the day of. So,
Yeah, or at least we didn't check till like the day of.
pretty much.
But yeah,
Yeah,
try it
that's pretty
out.
much all I have. Yeah, try it out. It's very cool. Highly recommend. I think it was a solid like 9 or almost. I think it was a 10 out of 10 for me.
I think so too.
So,
Well,
thank you guys for listening.
yep.
appreciate you.
Stay groggy.
Stay groggy. We'll see you in the next episode. Leaving so soon. Hope we see you next time.